Recording in progress.
What it do, what it do, what it do. It is your boy, Andrew Schultz, aka Mr. Goody Two Shoes. And who am I with as always? Joseph Huggins, aka Old Man Huggie. Talk shit or get off the pod, episode 155. Welcome to the Cannabis Cafe, motherfuckers.
What's up, man? How are you?
You on mute again. That's 2 episodes in a row. I actually saw it earlier and I was going to say something.
Well, I'm not. I look at my mic level on
hey,
my
bro,
side screen.
They both need to be on mute.
Well, I know. I look at this one because I check yours and I check the levels on that.
I was going to say something, but I was like, I want to see if he goes into the recording on mute. 2 in a row, bro.
That's fine. It happens.
What's going on?
Same old shit, man, but doing good. Nothing
Nice.
too crazy. The weather's finally like chilling the fuck out here in Texas, so we'll take it while it lasts. But there's like crazy weather. I was arguing with somebody today about how.
Is that from like the hurricane? Like
Yeah, well, no, like
the
not
skirts of it.
Well, no, like we haven't gotten any of that, but you see.
No,
that
I know, but I
hurricane
just mean like
stuff,
the
and it's crazy.
same like weather, because the weather is. It's kind of how like there's really only one ocean. We just call it 7 different oceans. It's like there's only one like weather.
That's true. Big facts.
It's
Dang.
just like what's
that was
happening.
deep, dog. That was deep.
All right, 1 second. Dogs.
Oh yeah, the dogs, man. Your dogs are wild. They are wild. W-I-L-D. Wild.
That's like 3 in a row of episodes about how to stop it.
They're just beefing. Well, they're just playing, but it's a little much.
Yeah.
But no, man, I'm doing good. You're doing all right. How's life out in Cali? Did you feel that earthquake the other day? I feel like there's been an earthquake since we last spoke, or maybe not.
There was an earthquake. I think not since we last spoke, but I was in my work truck, and I got another one of those alerts, and I was pulling up to the supply shop early, and when we got there, and the Iron Ape just happened to be like right behind me in his truck, but yeah, we didn't feel it. Shout out Tyler. He's like the guy who like goes and gets all this shit and like brings it out like on a forklift. He's not maybe playing with a full deck of cards, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay. I like a wily forklift guy. That's cool.
But yeah, he's like, I saw the windows of the, like, cause like the doors on the building are like, you know, are windows, and he's like, I saw those shaking, and I was like, oh, and I was like, oh, but no, yeah, that was like that one was in Pasadena, I think.
I've never been in an earthquake, so I'm sure if I was ever in one, I'd freak the fuck out.
No, I think you'd be like, man,
Lame.
It's not. It's like, yeah, it's just not that scary. I don't know, because I like was really really young in the Northridge earthquake, which was the biggest one out here recently. I mean, you know, not recently, like in our lifetime. So maybe I'm just like used to it, but it just, I don't know. Like a decent sized one happened when I was at the card room like last summer, and you know, everybody's from California. We're just like, oh, and then we just keep playing.
And you're like, oh, there it is.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't
Did you watch
trust
that debate?
I did not, actually. I was doing a bunch of other bullshit, so I did not get to. But how was it? Give me the rundown.
I mean, it was whatever, dude. Like, I mean, it's a glimpse into, like, you see how normal things can be, like, when Donald Trump's just not one of the people up there.
Yeah.
You know? But, you know, it's just, like, Tim Wall seemed a little bit nervous in the beginning, but he did fine. And, like, they just, like, I don't know. I didn't, like, catch any of the punditry, like, when it was over, so I don't know what, like, the hot takes are. Because, like, for the Biden-Trump debate, I was on my way to the poker room, and so I was listening to it on NPR the whole time. I was actually like in the poker room on the waiting list, listening to it in my headphones. And so afterwards, like I was like, you know, it wasn't like terrible. Like Biden did sound old or whatever. And then like I had no idea that it was like everybody was freaking out and like all that. So like I don't know what the hot takes are, but it seemed fine.
The Advance didn't have any zingers, anything.
No, dude, they were like being nice to each other.
Is this like super tame and weird?
Yeah, they were like hey, like they were like agreeing with each other, and like it seemed like a good like a nice sales tactic. You know, the first rule of sales is always, always, always agree with the customer. So like if they're complaining, be like, yeah, I totally agree. That's insane. Like that sucks, and then move in. So I thought that's what was happening, but then they just kept doing it. Like, hey, I mean, I think that sounds good. That, you know, a lot of those policies sound good. Like, it just,
Hmm. I'll have to watch highlights. But it sounds
yeah,
like there won't be.
there aren't
It'll
any.
just be them being
There
like,
aren't
"Yeah,
any.
you're right. You know what? That's a great point."
Yeah, but then at the towards the end, oh, I guess maybe the highlight towards the end of it, Walt asked JD if he thought that Trump lost the last election, and JD wouldn't answer it.
That's so wild.
I know.
That's such a weird.
Yeah, they're all like living in this fever dream of Trump's. Like it's not even their fever dream. Like they're, you know,
It's like
the
Inception.
Führer says that you know he didn't lose it, so I guess he
It's
didn't.
like Inception. They're like trapped inside his dream, and if they die in his dream, they'll die in real life, and they gotta get pushed in a tub full of water, blindfolded, to drop in and get out and wake up from the fucking dream. It's weird as shit.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if
But
I'm.
like it's also weird because it's not. It's like we know they don't believe. Like I know he doesn't believe that.
He
So
just
it's like
has to say it.
we all know that you're like like, and that in itself is a bad look. I don't know which one's worse.
True. I
Yeah.
watched. I mean, I'd seen clips of it all over the place, and I watched that stupid ass. Well, now it's stupid as fuck. Deliverance, this like scary movie, but it's like, oh, we're all black and we live in a house, and
The new one.
yeah, like the Deliverance movie that's on Netflix.
Right.
Terrible,
Right.
terrible, terrible, absolutely terrible. And when
Really.
it starts, yeah, it's like an hour, almost 2 hours long, and you're like, okay, like what the fuck's going on? And then about 20 minutes, you're like, bro, this movie's slow. The last 30 minutes is whenever shit actually happens, 20 to 30 minutes. And it's not even that scary. There's not anything going on. It's like some little demon kid running around. You're like kick this kid in the face and call it a day, bro. Like it's dumb as hell. Do not watch it.
I was not planning on it,
Good.
and they
Good.
were trying to pump it to me too, like a couple times. I was like, no,
There is a wild clip.
I'm not in their demo, bro.
There's a wild clip with Meryl Streep, and she's possessed. She has sharp teeth, black eyes, and she's talking crazy. And she says some wild, like racist, inappropriate shit. It's pretty funny. Like that part I laughed my ass off at that. I was like, bruh, that's supposed to be scary? That's fucking hilarious. How much did you have to pay her to say that shit on camera
A lot.
in that wig with those gold hoops in, being like come on, bruh. Can't. Nope. Never will. But
You treat it like 7 Up. Never have, never will.
do you remember DNL? Bro, I want DNL.
What's that?
That was a 7 Up upside down and it was green. And they had this. That's like only place I ever saw that shit was school.
Nah, man.
Like
I
it
don't know
like fell
about
off.
7 Up. I don't know about the bootleg 7 Up.
No, it was just DNL, but it was they flipped the logo upside down, but it was green. They sold that shit.
That's because Sprite was kicking their ass with the black community, and so they had to do something.
Well, they were
To
slanging
pivot.
it. They were slanging it in South Lake schools, but it was good as shit. It was.
Because I've told you before on the podcast that Sprite exclusively advertises to black people.
I remember when Sprite had me fucked up because when I was a kid, it'd be like somebody doing something crazy athletic, and then they go like chug a Sprite,
Yeah,
right? And you were like, oh hell yeah! So whenever you'd
like
be like,
Jordan or Barkley.
whenever you'd be playing like little league baseball and shit, you wouldn't want like a Gatorade half the time. You'd be like, give me a cold Sprite, dog.
And it's just all crispy on your throat.
Yeah, but
You're
it's terrible for you. You're like,
thick.
you're just dehydrating yourself in the Texas heat, running around in some fucking burlap baseball
Getting those
pants.
those trans fats, baby. Or
Yeah.
whatever's in soda.
Yeah, horrible. And we would just like chug that shit, and then they pivoted.
What is
and they
that? What is
stopped.
in soda? What is
High
it, like
fructose corn
Hey,
syrup.
there, yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
was looking for. Yeah, that poison.
And that one's not even doesn't even have caffeine. Sprite's caffeine free.
Yeah, so that's what I don't even get it. Why, like, you're drinking it, you're not even getting the caffeine. So you're just like, what's the point here?
Yeah,
That's why root beer will never be on like the level of like a Coke.
you know, I'm sure you remember, but Stickies, if you were at Stickies back in the day, only
Yes, I
diet,
was.
only diet sodas, only
That's how my
diet.
hey that's how my house was for a long time. Like the only soda I've ever drank was Diet Pepsi or caffeine free Diet Pepsi. And they had my parents were like addicted to them, dude, and to the point where I'm surprised that like they both don't like have cancer, like from the aspartame, dude. Like they were just
Yeah,
like, yeah, but yeah, Diet and no, and I cereal with no sugar. That was Connie Schultz running that household for a while, and then I don't know what changed.
yeah. 'Cause Sticky, they would have Diet Barks, Diet Dr Pepper, Diet
Diet
Coke,
Barks, get the
Diet
fuck out
Coke,
of my
and
face.
Diet Seven Up. So they had an
Hey, I
array.
mean,
That's like
it
all
wasn't
across the
working for
spectrum.
it wasn't working for Sticky, but it's working for his mom. She was skinny.
Get out of here.
Sticky, what are you doing? What are you doing? Putting those diet sodas on cheeseburgers?
Get out of here. Well, now Sticky all leaned up, dude.
You know,
He's living in that best life. But
he's looking a little soft.
therapy question number one. And this is because I watched Deliverance. Do you believe possessions are real? Do you think people can become possessed?
Possessed by like a spirit.
Yeah, some spirit shit, demon shit, whatever. Do you think people could become possessed by another entity other than themselves?
I don't know. I don't think so, dude.
I think
Like I'm into some like really open, like I'm really open minded when it comes to the universe and consciousness. Uh,
so. I'm
but
saying so, but no. So
but
I mean,
yeah.
what if somebody could corrupt your consciousness with their own? That's what I'm saying. If you could, and we'll get into that later. But I'm just saying that might be.
Ooh, spoiler, right? Or not
All,
spoiler,
all,
teaser.
all I'm saying is it might be possible.
No, I mean I mean, I don't think it is.
Hey man, Deliverance was based on a true story. They showed the woman at the end, and then they showed the house, so you know it was real.
Was it? There's like religion involved?
Oh yeah, it's like
Okay,
all. It's like
that's all.
it takes like you think it's a scary
Your Honor,
movie.
I rest my case.
It goes like you're like, oh, this is gonna be a horror movie, and then it just pivots Jesus, like hard pivot Jesus, like
Yeah, that's like
Tokyo Drift level
you know what other
Jesus
movie did
turn.
that was Signs with Mel Gibson, or is it Mel Gibson? Yeah, Signs, that movie. It just like hardcore pivots to slap the Catholic Church just slaps you in the face, like if this was about the Catholicism the whole time. You're like what?
Yeah, I mean, because he finds his faith and saves that
Yeah.
kid's life or whatever. But we've already talked about it. If aliens exist, it throws that whole.
No, not according to Signs, not according to Mel Gibson.
Well, they're living in a whole nother reality out there in that farm because it kind of shifts, it kind of pivots. There's life outside of this planet, and then I mean they're just gonna do
God works in mysterious ways.
God.
I got I got an answer for that. God.
Get out of here.
That's on God. That's on Pod.
On pod, nah,
On Pod,
bro.
dog.
I'd say then it's like who made them. There's a great South Park episode where they discover life on another planet, and they're like TBN builds a spaceship, and their whole thing is to like go be the first people there so they can teach them about Jesus. And it's a fantastic episode, but I feel like that's what would happen. They would just try to,
TBN.
yeah.
Who's up?
Or sorry, 1800 Club. The guy with the crazy old fuck who just died. Yeah, 800 Club. The 800 Club guy.
Oh, Pat Robertson.
Yeah, Pat Robertson. He's like doing some infomercial the whole episode, and he's like asking for more parts for the spaceship, and they're fundraising to build this spaceship and go teach people on another planet about Jesus. And that's probably what would end up happening. Or the excuse would be, yeah, God created them too. Like, how come we left that out? And then they'd be like, we have all these books that we've actually left out of the Bible on purpose. Because that's true. parts of the
Yeah.
Bible. Yeah,
I mean,
right.
you had to curate it.
Yeah, it's
You don't
edited.
you don't become the best selling book of all time if you're just throwing in like trash in there that doesn't like
Don't hit that.
move the story forward.
Yeah, it doesn't hit the editing floor. You know what I'm saying? That ain't
Right?
happening. What do you
Yeah.
think this
We've
is?
all had
We're
us
running
writers
a
have all had that.
business over here.
Hey.
What the fuck do you think this is? But
Plus,
no,
plus we might need material for a sequel. You never know.
yeah, but I mean, I think maybe not in a religious sense, like Jesus, like God versus Satan, but yeah, man, I think the possessions or some shit like that's got to be real. I think to
The
think
fuck out of
any.
well,
I like to
you
believe
believe
that.
in ghosts, right?
Yeah, I think there's got to be some extra dimensional type shit going on for sure. There's got to be. I mean, whenever just the problem.
Gotta be. There's gotta be.
There's got to be things. There's colors that we can't see. There's things that
Okay.
go on, and so I'm just saying, who
Are
knows?
those
Maybe
colors
they're
alive?
maybe in the 18th dimension, man. You never know. I've been listening to a lot of Joe Rogan podcasts, and
Oh, I bet you have. Dude. And his name is Joey Bag of Donuts here on this
no,
podcast.
but I mean,
I'll be over at your pool on Thursday.
alternate dimensions, alternate realities. Yeah, I mean, cool. Like it makes it more exciting if that were true. So fuck yeah. Just like I said, I wish there was like some dragons, like
like that.
like 50 dragons that lived on the planet. That like if we were all hanging out doing some shit downtown at a baseball game, it shows up. Everybody's got collectively like fight this dragon to try to like survive. Life would be like way tighter, bro. We'd be walking around with like weapons and
way
shit.
tighter if we had to like collectively fight dragons.
We'd get along better. Everybody get along better, and it'd be an
Yeah.
existential threat that
kidding
we
me?
wouldn't do anything. We'd be like, hey, we got no, and there you can't
we
tame.
would do everything we can to get rid of the dragons, so we wouldn't have to do that. So right now we don't
you
have
can't.
to
You don't
do
know where
that.
they're coming from.
But okay, but that would be our goal. That would be our climate change. Now.
War, and it'd be
That would be
everyone.
climate change. Get rid of the fucking dragons.
It would be everyone versus the dragons.
Okay, why? Well, but
That's what I'm saying. Or if there was a bunch of krakens, like
Okay,
actual big
all right, let
sea
me ask you
monsters.
this.
Let me
Let me ask
Godzilla.
you this.
Godzilla might be good for everybody.
what about the excrement from the dragons? Just that. How do you deal with it?
That'd be awful. But I mean, I'm sure you'd
So
have.
you lose the battle right there.
But they'd probably be somewhere located. They'd have some like large central location. We'll say this. They're from Antarctica, so I bet you they'd have like real fertile, lush vegetation with all this dragon shit everywhere. That's got to be good for the soil. Come on now. They could save the planet. We need the dragons to harvest their shit to save the rainforest. Boom.
Are dragons cold-blooded?
Boom. Yeah, I think they would be.
Even though they could breathe fire.
Yeah, you know, I mean, that's just,
They
they
can't even fuck
got a
with
lot
us.
of heart.
How are they living in Antarctica?
We don't know. Maybe Antarctica's green. That's the way.
Oh, maybe it's
So
green.
it's the way to the inner Earth, dude.
Dude,
Come on, dude. We've
dude,
talked about hollow
Dude,
Earth.
we're
You
about
gotta-
to get flagged, dude. Like,
You gotta
been
go.
watching
You
Joe
gotta.
Rogan too much.
I'm just trying to tie it all these together. No, man, hollow Earth, because maybe that's where you go past the event horizon and then you go into the planet where there's another sun. A lot of German people
The
hanging
event
out.
horizon's on a black hole.
I know. I'm just using that. I don't know, the point of no return. So you go past. You go all the way into. You go into the Earth. You'd have to like. You know, it's happening. That's what would happen. That's where the dragons would be from.
For y'all that don't know, Joseph and I's high school mascot was the Dragons. So, this is like some real
Well, I've been watching.
pride right here.
I've been
This is some real dragon pride.
rewatching some Game of Thrones. You know what I'm saying? The good parts. I'm almost to the part I gotta
Like
stop.
what? Like with the incest?
No, I mean that's always a little awkward. It's weird. It's like they start off that way. You're like, whoa, like it's like right into it. Like this is what this show's about.
I mean, that's as far as I got, basically, into the show.
Yeah, they're doing it, and then they push a kid out the window. I was like, holy
right.
shit, this show's crazy as fuck.
You've just summed up the entirety of my knowledge of Game of Thrones right there in the
Yeah.
first episode.
Right, that's what I do. And that's the last minute and a half. All the rest of it's walking and talking. Therapy question number 2. Would you allow yourself to be shot with a bulletproof vest on? So if you have a bulletproof vest, you let somebody take a shot. I say fuck no. if I can avoid it, I'm not gonna tell somebody to shoot me.
I mean, how much time am I getting off? You know, like the guy says to Denzel on Training Day. He's like, "Yo, you got to take the bullet this time or whatever."
Yeah.
He's like, "Yeah, yeah, I would need. Well, how much money are we talking?"
Well, first off, zero money.
Oh no, why would I do that again? Why it's like, why
Okay,
would I
then.
want to fight dragons?
All right. $5,000.
No,
5K. You wouldn't do it for
no,
5K?
no,
10K.
no. You know my number.
No, you get out of here. No one's
You know
gonna
my
pay you
number.
that. You're not doing it for 50.
50K all day.
50K, you could shoot me with a bullet, with a bulletproof vest on,
As long as like
and
you
they
know,
and they get to pick the gun. It's gonna start. I mean,
pick the gun.
yeah.
Why would they? Why are we
It could
like?
be a Glock. It could be
No,
1911.
no.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
I'm not leaving like any part of chance to this. Like the
It's
terms need
always
to
a
be
chance.
solidified
It's
before I
always a
agree.
chance. They'd be a good
You didn't
shot.
say it was like mystery gun.
Yeah, mystery gun.
Yeah, yeah.
50K.
Mystery gun fun round.
50K mystery gun.
No,
Yeah. I don't think you could. I mean, I just wouldn't want to do it. That sounds
because
like
if Kim Jong Un's down there, he got an anti-aircraft missile pointed at me, dude.
I just sound feels like that's a bad idea altogether. And you see stupid
no
ass
shit.
people getting like, they're like, oh, I'm gonna shoot this gun through this book at like my significant other, and then they kill that person. You're like, bro, what the fuck are y'all doing? People do stupid shit.
Right.
No, no,
You just hope that they do that before they procreate. You know what I'm saying?
on pod. If that's what they're gonna do.
Right, right.
If
If that's what they're putting out here in the world,
well, if that's
some killing people on some dumb shit.
if we know that's how your timeline ends, please don't have kids before that moment. Like whenever it is, like we can't predict that, but if I know that's in your future, like, hey, you know what, that girl over there, she's gonna end up doing some stupid shit and trying to shoot someone through a pizza box, and the pizza is gonna stop a bullet. I'd be like, whoa, okay, like we gotta make sure everybody stay away from that.
I don't know, dude.
Stay away from that bitch.
If it's that Papa John's, deep dish.
The shakaroni,
Thick.
that shakaroni, dog.
Ooh.
4 times the pep, bruh. Get out of here.
Ooh.
Or what do they have?
Your rubbery ass crust.
It's like some panini shit, or it's like a like folded thing. I don't know. They come up with the goofiest names. Papa John's always has the goofiest names.
Shout out.
Pizza Hut, Pizza Hut will do some weird shit. Like, we're gonna put pigs in a blanket as the crust around your pizza. I remember that happened. I actually got that. I bought that on the 4th of July.
I bet you did.
On the 4th of July.
4th of July.
Yep. I brought it to a party. I was like,
God
boom.
bless America,
Boom.
dude.
Yeah. I was like, this is the most American thing you could eat right now. And I want to say, yeah, it was either 4th of July or it was during the World Cup. It was one of the two. But I was like, what's the most American thing we could eat right now? I was
Probably
like,
Kamo's pussy.
okay.
Is the most American thing you could eat.
Okay. There you go. You heard it here first. Patriots, where you at? Yeah, but they always do goofy shit. Domino's is fairly normal. They're just like, yo, we got pizza. It's kind of trash, but like, whatever.
It's not, I don't think it's that trash.
No, it's not it's kind of. Pizza Hut's trash. They're kind of. It's not the best, but if you get the right combo, you got a good Domino's by you. It's always.
See, I weirdly hold Pizza Hut up a little bit because where I lived, my condo in Ventura for 6 years, there wasn't any Pizza Huts close enough to deliver. So I was like on a Pizza Hut drought for 6 years, dude.
Not that good.
Well,
it hasn't changed. It's like the same. And then Papa John's can be the best, can be better than the yeah, man, it can be. The bread, the crust, their crust is better. Breadsticks are better for sure.
I don't know. Does it have weenies in it, bro?
No,
Didn't think so.
No, it doesn't.
Does it have a little sprinkle of racism in there? I think it does.
Not anymore because Shaq's in charge.
That's true.
How did we get rid of the racist part? We replace him with the largest black man we can find. Shaq, come
Right.
here.
And that's
Yeah.
America. That's a
love
microcosm
pizza.
of America right there, dude.
Just as long as I get extra dipping sauce.
Replace the racism with big black guy.
Big Shaq just selling pizza. Hell yeah. Let's go. Shactus, one of my favorite nicknames he had. Shackstradamus was pretty good, but the Diesel, no one ever called him Diesel. So whenever he's like, "Oh, I'm Big Diesel," I was like, "No one calls you that. Stop saying that. It's just Shaq. It's just Shaq." Shaq Fu, pretty hard game, fun but hard game.
I agree. Came out at the same time as like Windy City something that it was Jordan's game.
Yeah, but Shaq Fu was where it's at. Therapy question number 3: if you were on American Idol and you had to sing one song, what would it be? Not rapping, so you can't rap. You got to sing a song. Because I knew that'd be your like cop out.
Well, I don't know if I can't. Well, how about, yeah, I don't know if like I'm not physically able to sing, but I don't know how to sing right now. I say right now because one day your boy might just
I'm just saying. Let's say
unlock
you
a
just
gorgeous
you
voice.
have to go and sing a
Right.
song.
So like I like go with like a Johnny Cash song like uh that I
Something
could just
real
like,
monotone and just like talk your way through
yeah, like I hurt myself, you know. So I could do something like that.
today,
Yeah.
and it burns, burns, burns.
Right.
Okay, you could. That's just
That's the
like
path of least resistance for me.
I'd pick something weird. I'd want to do like some weird Dave Matthews song or something, and I tried to sing it like the person sang it because I have zero shame. So I would totally.
Why wouldn't you sing it like that?
Well, I know. I mean, you could try to sing a song and make it not be like, oh, I'm trying
Like
to
your
sing this,
own yeah,
like
yeah.
this. I don't. I'm like, oh, I'm singing, "Freak on a Leash" by Jonathan Davis and Korn, and then like you could
As
try,
it is.
you could try not to sing it like him. I mean, it take away from the song, but you could try.
I guess.
But I feel like you would have to try to sing it like him, right? So you'd have to pick. I'd want to pick something that would just either make people laugh, so maybe you get by, or you become a meme later. They'd be like, oh, that's that dude who did fucking Umbop by M Sync. That'd be an easy song.
By the Hansons?
Yeah, by the Hanson Brothers.
Yeah, you said in
Or
sync.
Hanson. Not
Yeah.
Hanson Brothers. And no the Hanson. They went on tour recently.
So you didn't even say a song. You just like
It would have to be something like that. So either
in sync, which is like what?
it'd be something along those lines. Hold on. Or no, I do like Any Man of Mine by Shania Twain. Yep.
Are we gonna hear some of this?
No, that's
okay.
no, not that one.
I thought you were gearing us up. I thought this was a setup for you to
saving my voice
to
for that.
unleash the globe, like with
Saving, or you got to do like a Celine Dion song and try to sing like Celine Dion.
nobody can sing like that French Canadian
I
guy.
know, just like try, just like over the top of it. That would be very
Shutting the
funny.
Olympics down.
If you want it the most, there's no easy way out. Don't give up on yourself. Come on, that'd be epic. And if they let you get through the whole song, so you have to sing the entire song. So you would pick a Johnny
That's
Cash
what
song.
I thought.
That's lame. That's kind of lame. If you had to pick a song, you had to sing.
Because I went into well, I didn't know that we could just like fantasize about singing like crazy songs.
Yeah, whatever song you want. It's any
I'm
song.
just trying to think of like what could I not go up there and embarrass myself with the most.
I was like, you're probably going to. That's
I
why you
know,
got to pick a fan
trying to-
favorite. You got to play to the crowd, right? I feel like if you pick a fan favorite that people will like and just be like, oh my God, I can't believe you're doing this song, you'll automatically get some points. You couldn't like go up there and like do Haas by Rammstein.
What's that song? It's
That'd
like
be tight. That'd be cool as fuck.
See, that is one that I could do.
Yeah. You
Du
got
hast mich.
Wirst
Du hast
du
mich
wirst der
gefahren.
Tod
Du
der
hast mich
Scheide,
gefahren. Du hast mich gefahren.
es
That's
am Minx gesagt.
That's a little for our German audience.
I know, like, I know all the words to that song in German. So whenever I'm at like a company Christmas party or something, I sing that song in German.
What
and
about
people,
Oktoberfest?
And people are like, "Whoa!" And something like normally most of the dudes are like, "Fuck."
Oh, that's your karaoke.
Yeah, that's one of my karaoke songs is "Du Hast" by Rammstein
Nice.
because I know all the words without reading the screen. I can do the whole entire song in German, and it's super deep, so I can easily do the voice. And you'll just get people like rocking the fuck out. You'll be like, "This is for the dudes." and they're like, oh fuck yes. And there'll be a couple cool chicks who are like, yeah, this is my jam, But I think that's a universally loved song.
Does Gen Z and Gen Alpha, do they know about that?
Yeah, I think they know about Du Hast, but it's because it'd be from some TikTok.
But is it from some TikTok, or are you just saying that maybe one day that they'll know it because of a TikTok?
Maybe
Is there a TikTok with it?
there's gotta be.
No, because like that's like that song's something that I'll just like bust out loud at random times throughout my life, and I've gotten the vibe that like people don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, whenever you're like singing all the other words, it's like people like, I didn't know you spoke German. You're like, oh, I don't. I don't. It's just
Only at the meetings.
Yeah, I've just listened to the song so many times that I know. Only at the meetings, yeah. Only behind closed doors. Or when we're in Argentina. My German family's from there. Operation Paperclip. Therapy question number 4. What cars do the worst drivers drive, in your opinion?
Cybertrucks.
Cybertruck, really?
No.
If you're behind this car, you're like, fuck. This person's going to drive me crazy.
Probably like a Crown Vic.
Crown Vic? Like, again,
Whether it's a cop or
just a
an
regular
old person.
An old person.
No. Like, what's the like? There's like this class, like this old person car. It's like
Buick?
either yeah, like maybe it's a Buick or a Chrysler, but not a Chrysler. I think it's like a Buick, but
Or
there might be even a different one. It's
a
like
Lincoln Town Car?
no,
Those are pretty fat.
but anyways, yeah, probably one of those. Like that exclusively old people drive.
Yeah. There's, I'd say, any of the BMW SUVs. So the
No, I used to drive one of those.
X3s, X4, X5.
Well, I didn't. My dad had it, and I would drive around in it.
Terrible drivers. Basically, any of the mid-size crossovers are pretty rough. Anybody who's driving like an Equinox or driving Hyundai,
are you just blasting like housewives here?
a Hyundai Santa Fe.
Are you just going after our female?
No, I'm
audience?
just saying that there's a lot of them on the road, and there's a lot of people not paying attention in crossovers. That
Are you saying that all Asians drive midsize SUVs?
No, I'm not. But one thing I have noticed is, especially in the state of Texas, there is, I don't know if they have them in California, but there is pink license plate covers that say Auto Nation.
Yeah, they have them.
Auto
Nation, not Texas.
If you have an Auto Nation pink license plate cover, you are a shit driver. That is one thing that no matter, I'm telling you, pay attention. If you see one of these fuckers driving and you see the pink license plate, you're done, dude. If you're
get out of there.
Yeah,
Just
you're
get
like
out.
get away from it.
Hit your warning
And there's
lights.
been times where I've hit like this perfect moment where it's like, a late 50s woman driving, texting, or FaceTiming in like a white Audi SUV with a pink Auto Nation license plate cover, and it's like hitting a grand slam. You're like, oh my god, what is this? Like, who is this person? But I'm telling you, pink Auto Nation license plate covers. Just
I'd be asking, is she single? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe not. She can't drive. She'll probably crash.
So she needs the baby driver to come in and take care of her.
Oh, look out. Always wearing headphones, never talks. Yeah, I'm telling you, pay attention for that. Look for it now. Just whenever you see one, they're terrible drivers. I have no idea why, but there's a bell curve. There's something that shows that it's like, oh no, there's a high proportion of those people.
Maybe Auto Nation has like some thing where they overlook like if you've had previous accidents, don't worry about it.
Whatever. Yeah, come on in, get a car. We'll
still give you the credit.
And we'll give you a pink license plate cover just to celebrate. And they're like, ooh.
How effective are those pink license plate covers? Because you and I both know, I've never been to an auto nation, like, but we both know that that is a
Oh,
place.
dude. Oh my God. Worst drivers in the universe. It makes me so mad.
Mm. Shout out, start paying your boys, auto nation. Start paying your boys.
Yeah, and I'll lay off. I'll get a pink license plate cover.
That's right. Don't make me get CarMax over here to start, like bidding up the ad space.
CarMax.
Carvana.
Is that still a thing? I thought they went.
Oh yeah, they did. They were gone.
They had like car vending machines. It's like the
That was the thing. That was part of it.
That was like the dumbest thing I've ever
Yeah,
heard.
it was like a gimmick, but that wasn't the only thing that he did.
Well, I know that, but it's still stupid as shit. That's a lot. How much does that cost to build a car vending machine?
Probably not that much.
You don't think?
No, it's just think about it. It's just a garage elevated, bro.
Just yeah, maybe.
Your Carvana, dude, money's nothing.
Yeah, obviously, because you got none of it left. So that's how that shit works out. Do you need your break, sir?
Sure.
All right. Well, we will be back here in a few moments after this jabroni decides to stop the recording.
Recording stopped.
He's moving. I'm moving. Oh. I'll be back.
Recording in progress.
And we're back here for the topics. First topic of the day is about Iran launching missiles at Israel. Did you hear about this, Joseph?
Right now, there's like on the stream, there's like English garden music playing in the background. It's very peaceful. So it's funny. You're like, and we're back. And it's like, dun, 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 dun. It's narrating it perfectly. Yes, I did hear about this. Then I was listening to somebody discuss how this will affect gas prices or could affect gas prices depending on what Israel does in retaliation.
Possibly. I mean, Iran's gas is under sanctions, so
Yeah, but I mean, just saying it could affect. We'll see.
it's possible. However, yeah. So this happened after Israel, as we talked about, the pagers and the walkie-talkies
Yeah,
went off and injured like thousands of Hezbollah fighters, and then they just assassinated the Nasrallah, the head of Hezbollah, in between this podcast and the last one. And so now Iran's retaliated. They shot like 180 ballistic missiles, which I guess they're saying it's the biggest attack from Iran onto Israel ever. I thought the last one was like 300 projectiles
I
or
know. I
whatever.
thought, well, maybe these are different, like
Yeah, well, I mean they're ballistic
sizes.
missiles.
Yeah,
Yeah. The other one was like drones and shit that were like getting shot out of the sky like by like U.S. and fighter jets and shit. Um, some of them hit the ground, but I mean, pretty much like limited damage. Israel's definitely going to respond. The U.S. said that they're going to retaliate. That there's going to be consequences. Was the term of art. Um, so I don't know. Like I mean, I do know, or what I do know from just like just listening to like all this like foreign policy shit that I listen to
yeah. So
is that
you like are submerged in this stuff.
right. Like Iran doesn't like really want to like get into a war right now because the domestic situation for them is like so like not stable. You know, like they had like to shut down like protests and shit not that long ago from that woman who got killed for not wearing her hijab like properly.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it's been 1 year since then, maybe two. Masa Amini is her name, and so like they've already like all and the sanctions are like kind of fucking up their economy, so like shit's not going well for the population, or the population's not happy with the regime right now. So to like then like get into a war, like they don't think like that they might there could be a revolution, you know. However, they also feel like they can't respond when like Israel's just like carte blanche taking like players like off the off the board, out of the game. Like, you know, it's like the head of Hamas, the head of Hezbollah, like just all of them. Like the top 8 guys in Hezbollah have now gone. The guy, like they had a secession plan for like if Nasrallah ever died, who would take over. That guy got killed like that right then too. They killed both of them. It's crazy. So I mean,
that's
like,
wild.
yeah, like Israel is like really like, and the United States doesn't seem like that they have much leverage to like tell them like to calm the fuck down, you know. But at the same time, when Iran's like shooting missiles into Israel, that's like where the U.S. is like, okay, well, that's not like acceptable, you know.
Yeah,
But I mean, so I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, they've been. We've seen what is it? Hezbollah, Hamas, all of them. Like everybody's just upping the stakes.
That's how this shit goes. That's how
I know.
escalation works.
Well, I know, but I mean, it's just like normally there'd be something, there'd be a retaliation, and this has been going on. So now we'll see what Israel decides to do. It's probably going to be rowdy because
I just saw Israel's like former prime minister on CNN earlier. He was saying that they should hit their nuclear like sites. They should like hit like he was saying like all of these like key but like yeah, go after their nuclear facilities is what he's saying. This isn't like some rando. It's like the former prime minister. It's like Jesus, like we're really escalating, you know.
Well, yeah. I mean, if they're gonna shoot 180 ballistic missiles, it's like,
Then we're in all-out war now.
well, I mean, we should stay the fuck out of it.
Well, we can, dude. We have two airstrike carriers like over there, dude.
I know.
We moved our aircraft carriers over there. We just sent in more troops, over. We're shipping them over there and equipment. Like, I mean, we're their treaty ally. You know what I'm saying, dude? Like,
No, no, I get it.
yeah,
It's just like we're just more involved, and everyone's like, shit. Whenever they shot missiles, everyone's like, damn it.
right. I mean, I don't know though because like they keep like that's the second time Iran's like kind of like showed that they're impotent. It's like you're shooting like dozens and dozens of missiles like into Israel, and like it's like all it's doing is just giving Israel like a reason to go then fuck your shit up.
Yeah, but maybe the regime's trying. I mean, I guess you can't. If you're always just shooting them first, you can't really claim like, oh, sympathy. Like they're beating
Well,
up on us.
they're claiming revenge. Like
No, I know.
they're saying like that Israel it's a terrorist attack, like killing like the head of Hamas and the head of it's like no, these dudes had bounties on their head. Like Nasrallah was like he's been there for 30 years. Like he was involved in like the bombing of the embassy of the United States, like in Beirut back in the 80s, where he killed like hundreds of Marines.
Oh yeah, he's like
Yeah,
been
fuck that dude.
in the game for a while.
Right. But he was a big guy. He's important in like Lebanese culture and shit. Whenever he like would like give speeches and shit, like people in the country would like listen. Like even though because like Hezbollah is like a it's like a militant group, like but that is like in Lebanon, but it's not the Lebanese army or anything. But they do like have political power, like they're in parliament, like and shit like that, and they like run some like ministries, but they're not like the state run military.
That's crazy. That's like like a
Yeah,
like a northern Idaho militia, like
they're
via
like a
like
military state, like
yeah.
occupying like southern Lebanon.
They're like a they're like
Not. I mean, they're all over the country. I
like
guess,
the
but, yeah.
Wagner group.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I mean, they're a militant group. The United States would say terrorist organization, and their main source of funding comes from Iran, and Iran funds them because they're on the border of Israel, Iran's sworn enemy. Even though it used to not be like that, by the way. Back when the Shah was around, Persians and the Jews always got along. Just saying.
You heard it here.
Only,
No,
it's only when they had the revolution.
I mean we'll see. Yeah, we'll see what happens. But they're talking about going after large, like yeah, going after military sites.
I mean, that's what you're. I mean, you would have to go after it, but listen to this. One of the missiles that Iran shot landed a mile away from the headquarters of the Mossad. Dude, close one, bro. It's like y'all can get explosives and walkie-talkies, but you can't like get a little bit more of a buffer zone from the from H
A
like
mile's close.
HQ. No shit, especially if, like think about how far it traveled.
I'd have to still make it through.
Yeah,
Damn.
dog. I saw Elise Stefanik on in the spin room on BBC because that just happened to be the channel I had after the debate,
Yeah.
and she said that they were hypersonic ballistic missiles, but I don't. I was like, I don't think so, because that's like shit that Russia has just like kind of invented, and we like not invented, like we have them too, but like they hadn't been used in the battlefield until in Ukraine. So I don't think that's what they're sending. But if that's true, then that does make it harder for the Iron Dome to shoot down. But we weren't sure if the Patriot missiles, which are our like anti-missile and batteries and shit that we like, and they're defensive air missiles.
Yeah.
Yeah, we weren't sure if that they could hit a hypersonic missile, and then in Ukraine they started doing it. We're like, oh, holy shit.
That's
So I don't know if yeah, I don't know. So if that's what Iran sent, then it's kind of forgivable that they got through, but I don't think that is.
That would just be more reason to be like, hey, fuck the Russians. They're shooting. They're giving their rockets to Iran,
Yeah.
which they're giving them. And now right? Like that just, I mean,
I mean, and well, because Iran's giving them the drones, the Shaheed drones that are the kamikaze drones. That like
yeah.
they are the missile.
How many, I mean, I feel like this, not that that has, in this Biden administration term, I mean, we've taken some people out, man.
Oh yeah.
They've dropped some homies in some creative ways.
I mean that's true. But
Well,
I
not
know.
homies.
I was well yeah, yeah. Frenemies. No. I was just like I just think about I don't know, I'm weird. Like going into the office the next day and your like this your boss has been killed, you know? But then with Hezbollah, like thousands and like remember the guys who got injured or killed from the beepers, those are the guys they gave beepers to, you know what I'm saying? Like they like so like they were like self-selecting like higher up people like with this operation because like if you didn't get a you know if you were up there then obviously you're gonna get a beeper so thousands of them just like done like how do you go back and then figure out a game plan like to go forward, you know?
Yeah.
It's like at what point is it just like self implode, no pun intended.
Well, yeah, I mean, then it's gonna be like the assistant to, you know, it's like if in like mafia world, it'd be like, okay, so all like the Don, all the capos, everybody's taken out, and now it's like henchman number four is,
Yeah,
and a bunch of henchmen number ones and twos and threes are all the hierarchy. Yeah, it's gonna be rough.
yeah,
That almost would self implode because you'd lose a lot of like the knowledge, understanding.
right. Because like I know there's backup plans, but it's like they've gotten into your backup plans, you know.
Oh, they gotta
But
have an inside person in that whole.
oh
In
no, no, I know that. No, I'm just saying there's secession plans. You know what I'm saying? Like they're contingency plans. If you start killing the top people, it's like yeah, but they've like killed your contingency plans.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You'd have to they'd have to know. Yeah,
Right.
the intel they have to be getting is solid as fuck.
I know it's crazy. Like how like who is it? It's got to be like that. Like one of the top dudes.
Is the Mossad the most powerful intelligence agency?
No, it's the CIA.
What do you think is more scary, the CIA or the Mossad? The Mossad's wild, man. They do some.
I'd say the Mossad because the CIA is not allowed to fuck with me. I'm an American citizen.
Yeah, I mean, so you think.
That's the FBI's job.
True. And Homeland Security. And the NSA. And state, local police. And U.S. Marshals. But, I mean, no. I mean, the Mossad is, like, pretty scary.
Yeah, no shit.
They do some pretty scary shit. And they go to, like, not, I wouldn't say extremes. They get people in extremely creative ways, too. They're definitely
Right.
outside the box thinkers.
Yeah,
Which
outside
makes
of the box and a little flash.
So,
You know,
oh, yeah.
a robot motorcycle with a machine gun on it,
Yeah.
killing your nuclear scientists in the middle of the day.
Oh, like that's
Chef's kiss.
That's literally Ethan Hunt Mission Impossible shit. Like that sounds like the opening, the middle, or the end of a Tom Cruise movie.
See, well, there you go. That's why the American intelligence agency is better because the Mossad's probably getting their ideas from Tom Cruise.
Probably. He's like, I'm
So
just in town, guys.
Without Tom Cruise, they're nothing.
Like, get Tom, give us more ideas. He's like, all right, hold on. Where's my book? I wrote some down on the flight here. Oh no, no, not in a plane. I flew. I can fly.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hang me off this building because that's where I get my best ideas.
I just read L. Ron Hubbard's science fiction books, and I just levitate. It's incredible. You should really go clear.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, I don't know if he's paid enough. No, he got like a lifetime achievement award and all that. This whole situation is frustrating, concerning, disappointing. It's a lot of stuff. It's been going on for decades, but the conflicts in the Middle East are just exhausting, and we're involved in all of them in some way, shape, or form. And like, I don't want to speak for people our age, but I do feel like a lot of people our age are exhausted with it.
I agree, but I mean, there's just you have to. There's nuance to it. It's like Afghanistan. Like we should have gone in, taken out Bin Laden, and probably got out. Not been there for 20 fucking years.
Yeah,
Iraq, and but really, I think it's like the Iraq War is like what people are exhausted from. Because there's like pointless, completely like lied to how we got in there, uh, and and we were there for like ever.
and created a
Uh,
power vacuum, which made
right.
things even worse.
Yeah, which gave Iran like carte blanche to like have proxies and like fuck around. Like I mean, they're the biggest state sponsor of terrorism in the world, and it's because they want to be the biggest player in the Middle East, and like they're like chaos like serves them, and so the reason why we say we like make created a power vacuum is because Iran's a Shiite like led country, and uh, even though Iraq is majority Shiite. Uh, Saddam Hussein was a Ba'athist, but which is a part of the Sunnis, and so the Sunnis and the Shiite hate each other, and so
Yeah,
therefore Iran and Iraq would never like get along. But now, because Iraq's like a democracy, in the works, but it's working so far. The Shiites are going to be in charge a lot of the time because they're the majority of the population, and therefore they're going to have homies over in Iran, and Iran's going to have a lot of influence in Iraq, or does. This is all happening.
well, yeah.
So there's that. But I mean, the thing but Israel is different, and this is the way I look at it. We have an treaty with Israel to go to war like to go to bat for them
Yeah.
if shit pops off. And so as long as like we're functioning because based upon that, then like I just like what else are we supposed to do? Like we agreed to do that. That's what we do.
No, I know. No, I'm not disagreeing with that.
And by the way, like I mean the United States, it's not like we have any troops involved or anything right now. It's like it just Israel's dealing with like a seven front war, like literally, and they're not helping
Which
them. They're not helping themselves like with
which
what's going on in Gaza. That's for sure.
which conflict is more important to support, Ukraine or Israel?
I don't think that you have to choose. That's
No, I'm saying let's say you have to. And you have to pick one of these situations to give some of the hundreds of billions of dollars we pass out. I'm just curious
Oh,
which
I give it to Ukraine.
yeah, like so Ukraine is more of an existential crisis for us than Israel and Iran, because I think that within our involvement or not, Israel would. I mean, we've Israel would kick the shit out of Iran.
Yes, and Iran knows that. But well, okay, the reason why Israel would kick the shit out of Iran is because of our involvement throughout the years, decades. But yeah, like, uh, but at the same time, Israel, like, they need our weapons shipments coming in, like, just for what they're doing in Gaza. So, with like without us supporting them, that it would be tougher. But yeah, no, they're the most. They're a nuclear state. They have a bomb. I know it's not like official, but it is like
Yeah,
yeah. So they're the most powerful and richest country in that region. And Ukraine just, I mean, yeah, Ukraine was invaded by a country. Like, it's like
I know. I'm just
like a
asking.
land invasion
I'm just asking which conflict is more of an
by a
existential.
nuclear armed country, by the way.
Yeah,
Okay, that one is
which war? Yeah, the war
the
effort.
war with the nukes.
Well, they both have
Yes, like
nukes.
I know, but this isn't an invasion of Israel yet.
But if Israel shot a nuke at Iran and just did it on their own without any involvement,
That would be the end of Israel.
think so?
100%. Nobody could. Like, what do you mean? Like that would be over. Like, how do you justify that anymore? Like, there's so much anti-Semitism like out there in the world already. There's so like death to Israel is the chant that the Iranian government does. Like, I don't want to like shit on the Iranian people. Like they're like like fans of like American culture. Like they're just being oppressed by like this like theocracy. But yeah, it's death to Israel, and the reason is because when they came in the revolution, that's like the shit they were saying is like death to America, death to Israel. So they have to keep that like shit up because that's how they got into power in the first place. And so if we're no longer the enemy, then it's like, well, why are we dealing with all of your shit? You know, like what are you guys here for if we don't need you anymore? So that's that. So they just keep that shit up.
They have
That's the
to
problem. Yeah, to stay in power.
keep
Yeah,
up the optics.
yeah. It's the boogeyman, and they got there because of the boogeyman, because they were gonna fight the boogeyman.
And then they're gonna
Same
shoot.
same thing with Hezbollah. They because Israel was occupying southern Lebanon for a long time, and Hezbollah came in, and Israel took the troops out, and so now they're like, we're the only army that ever defeated Israel, and so it's like they just, and that's the propaganda that they sell to, like, keep going.
Makes sense. Heard it here first. Do you want to jump into article number 2?
Okay, article number 2 from the Los Angeles Times. Just shit on Texas and show them how progressive California is. California will allow eating, drinking, and smoking at Amsterdam-style cannabis cafes by Laura J. Nelson. Despite concerns about the health risks of secondhand smoke, I just got hit with an ad. Secondhand smoke, Governor Gavin Newsom on Monday signed a bill that will allow cannabis dispensaries to serve hot food and non-alcoholic drinks. Assembly Bill 1775, which goes into effect January 1st, gives California cities the option of allowing dispensaries to prepare and serve hot food and non-alcoholic drinks on site, as well as host live performances such as concerts and comedy shows. Fuck yeah, dude. Customers can already smoke, vape, and sample edibles in some Golden State dispensaries, but the businesses are only allowed to sell prepackaged snacks and drinks. Supporters say that the more comfortable recreational weed culture will help reinvigorate California nightlife and boost profits for the state's highly taxed, highly regulated legal cannabis dispensaries, which compete with black market sellers. Cannabis cafes are going to be a huge part of the future of cannabis in our state and help to beat back the illegal drug market, said Assembly Member Matt Haney of San Francisco, who authored the bill. The cannabis cafe model has been compared to Amsterdam, where the consumption of cannabis has been legal at coffee shops since the 1970s. The bill had the support of the United Food and Commercial Workers Union, which has unionized workers at dozens of dispensaries and grow facilities in California. Newsom vetoed a similar bill last year over concerns that food workers and patrons could face health risks after being exposed to secondhand smoke. The American Cancer Society and other public health groups pushed Newsom to veto this year's bill, arguing that secondhand marijuana smoke has higher particulate levels than tobacco smoke and can cause health issues, including cardiovascular disease, lung irritation, and asthma attacks. Jim Knox, the California managing director for the American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network, said that the new law will undermine the state's decades-long fight to create smoke-free workplaces and could hamper the cultural shift away from smoking indoors.
Hold on. Now, so what do you pause? What are your thoughts? I heard you say "fuck yeah." What are your thoughts?
Fuck yeah. Like Bill Maher and Woody Harrelson.
I was like,
No.
I
Bill Maher
hope
and
not.
Woody Harrelson have a dispensary out here in West Hollywood called The Woods. And you can smoke there. And then there's you have to go to like a separate part to like get like food, I think. But yeah, this is cool, man. This is like right up my alley.
Yeah, it seems like a good idea. It seems like the next logical step.
For
Makes
sure.
sense, especially like concerts, comedy shows, live performances in general. Like that just makes sense. That's more money for them.
Yeah.
It's like more foot traffic. So is there time restrictions on when dispensaries close out there?
Uh, that is a good question because they almost uniformly, well, at least where I live, uniformly. So I think it's city by city. That's what
Yeah,
it is.
it is.
So or county
Almost.
by county, whatever it is. But yeah, so out here, 9 o'clock, and then you're not, and then I had a really hard time trying to find one. We never did find one actually. Past midnight out in LA because I was out there for the Netflix is a Joke comedy festival, and we ran out of pre-rolls, and I just wanted to smoke a pre-roll. And then I swear to God, we like all these dispensaries said they were open. We went to like three, and they either weren't there because they're just a ghost dispensary, like basically just do delivery. So we go to these like locations, there's not even a dispensary, or they'd be already closed, but it said it was open. went to all
Um,
three.
that's how it is in Denver. There was, if you were like in Denver County, Denver proper, then there was a time limit, and it was like 9:30. 9:30 is when dispensary closed. But if you went over to Glendale, which was right over, there was that's where Shotgun Willie's is. That's a strip club with a dispensary attached to it. Then there is Kind Love. That's like my favorite dispensary I've ever been to. I fucking love that place. They were in that county and they were open till midnight. And it was
That's nice.
epic. So it was like,
That's
oh,
why
you could go and
that's
take.
why I love Vegas, dude. Is like because like I am more of a night person, anyways. But like just no restrictions on like any. You know, it's like you want to go to a dispensary. It's 2 a.m. Just boom, it's open. It's not weird that you're there.
What is the name of there? It's like Planet 13 or something.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like
That
the
shit.
big. It's like massive. It's like
That
80,000 square feet.
I gone there every single time I've been to Vegas. Period.
Is it cool? I mean, what?
Yeah, it is cool.
Like it's not
It's
like
it.
gimmicky.
It's not it. I don't know. No, I mean it's just a giant ass dispensary, but it's not trying to be more than a dispensary, really.
They obviously have like grow rooms and shit. I'm sure.
I don't know. Like because I haven't been to Vegas like since like I stopped drinking, but like I was always like really fucked up when I was there. So
It's like, yeah, I gotta just do a lap in that place.
yeah,
It's like that's a lot of glass pipes, man, and water pipes.
yeah, it's huge.
Yeah, it's got. I mean, I've seen it. And that's how I know about it. Is it's like, oh yeah, it's the largest one. It's like,
But
holy
that's
shit.
where I want. That's where I want to be. Like 'cause when I'm in Vegas, it's just like I want to just decadent.
Is really though decadence? Is Vegas decadence or just like kind of gross?
What's the difference?
Touche. Heard it here first. I think this is a good idea. I don't really see a whole lot of negatives. The secondhand smoke in the workplace, get the fuck out of here. And American Cancer Society Cancer Action Network is a fucking mouthful.
I know.
Like,
I was
come,
gonna stop and say like you got cancer twice in your name.
yeah, cancer 2 times. Action Network.
Yeah,
Amer-
yeah.
American
I was
Action
thinking,
Network
I
sounds like
swear
some.
to God, I swear to God, when I said that in my head as I was still reading, I'm like, cancer twice in the name. Are people gonna think that I like fucked that name up and I just like repeated
No,
myself? No,
no,
didn't
there's no.
fuck it up.
Yeah, only spaces. And like American Action Network sounds like some like boomer ass racist
Oh, for sure.
like America First shit.
Yeah,
And then Cancer Society Cancer. Bro, those are they're too close. Society is what separates the two cancers.
right. Like you're trying to get rid of cancer.
That's
You're trying to
deep.
get rid of cancer, not add an additional cancer.
That's deep. Society is what separates the two cancers. That sounds like some deep shit. Yeah, great idea. There is a very well established science and industry knowledge that you cannot isolate smoke. It can't be done. The only way to prevent migration of smoke is to not allow smoking. Yeah, whatever. Then don't come to my weed shop, bro.
Yeah, we knew those people were gonna say that. Yeah, it's fine.
And cool, I can hang out out front when I'm broke and
We're
just like
adults. Yeah, like, dude, like
just
when I
breathe
go to
in
a
air
McDonald's,
when they open the door and
yeah,
just hang out front, get a little buzz going, go about my day. It sounds fantastic.
like as the sign, there's a sign at McDonald's. It's like shit they use like has been known to cause cancer. You know, it's like I think everything causes cancer, dude. Water bottles. So as long as you know going in, then I don't see why you should
Yeah.
be prevented from
Oh, what's this?
enjoying
place?
yourself.
I had no idea that there was weed here. You're at the Cannabis Cafe, bitch. What are you talking about? You want a scone or not? Goofy. Ooh, I love scones. The blueberry ones make me feel funny. They all will, bitch.
Do you want to go to this next article?
Yeah, I mean, we could just touch on it.
All right, you lead it.
Rolling Stone. Sean Combs accused of essaying 120 people, including 25 minors. This shit's crazy. There's this guy, Busby.
That was sexually assaulting.
Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, essay. I'm just trying to watch them. You know, there's a lot of sensitive topics in this article, so I gotta watch the algorithms, bro.
It's the news.
But I know, trust me.
These are things that happen.
The AI don't care. No, so Tony Busby, he was the guy. He's done a bunch of high profile cases. He's definitely, I don't want to call him an ambulance chaser type, but if someone like if somebody's got punched in the face by Meek Mill at like Rolling Loud, like this motherfucker is gonna be the person that's gonna represent him. But he's representing 120 people. He also represented all of the accusers of Deshaun Watson. So he's the lawyer of who went after Deshaun Watson in his civil suits.
Deshaun Watson, quarterback in the NFL, who used to get forced hand jobs onto himself from masseuses
No, he's with the Cleveland
in a
Browns
serial
now.
fashion.
He was with the Cleveland Browns now, and was with the Houston Texans. And Busby is also the Texans owner's neighbor. So that's a little interesting. But yeah, there's been 120 people or like accusers. 25 of them are minors. There's some that are in the single digit age, and then there's
what?
That's what he said in his.
I didn't read the article.
That's what he said in his press conference. Yes.
There's accusers that are under the age of 10.
Yes.
Whoa.
We have an individual who's 14, one who's 15. The youngest one was trying to land a record deal alongside other boys amid a competitive process. Apparently they've accumulated text messages, phone records, videos, pictures, and Busby's saying that this list of people that comes out is going to be like a bombshell. He's like the list of the accusers that will be named in this lawsuit will be fucking crazy.
Like meaning they're famous.
Yeah, like there's like people that you'll be like, holy shit! Like there's supposedly a bunch.
So
of
this
people.
is like Catholic Church type level of like sexual assault that this guy's involved in, not just like freak offs.
Well, but I mean the freak offs. But yeah, I mean I don't know if you can compare it to the Catholic Church and that shit because that's just like astronomical numbers. Probably it seems more like Boy Scout, level, more like Boy Scouts. It sounds like Boy Scouts level, but that's it.
But 120 that so far, you know, like. But my point is that, this is like, what?
So you should watch the press conference. It's pretty wild.
No, Bieber is for sure like.
Oh, it'd be like the Biebs, probably. I mean, maybe Usher. You gotta think about the people who went to Diddy camp.
That's what I'm saying.
Where people would sign their kid away to this fucking crazy motherfucker.
How did they not like have this shit happen to them? You know, if it was going on like that. What the fuck?
Yeah, there's someone who was 15 in the New York City party said the team was drugged and then taken advantage of. All we're seeking is either TV or some sort of music career with promises of, we're going to make you a star. So basically he's just out there. They were saying that it's like Jeffrey Epstein, but he's like the most sloppy person of all time.
It took us this long to figure it out.
But no, I mean this has been the butt end of a lot of jokes for a long time.
Not like.
No, but there's people who would say
how many
like
black people do you know get away with crimes for this long? Come on.
Yeah, I mean he's been getting away with this shit for a long ass time.
Yeah,
that's super crazy. But it's not looking good for the Puff Dads at all. And to have that many, he's picked up the case. And he holds a lot of press conferences. He's always like one of those guys.
Who, the lawyer?
Yeah. Busby's always like, hey, I'm out here. He'll always call a press conference. But the fact that he's representing that many people and is that clear and concise in his statements and gives specifics about like age groups and the evidence that they've collected to prove that this has happened is like pretty epic. I mean, you can't make those. You don't call a press conference for that. If you're not sure if you have what you think you have, you say that like behind closed doors in court. And you're like, oh, it's going to be a lot of circumstantial. To sit there and say like we have concrete facts that this has taken place is a wild statement. The whole shit's absolutely bonkers. But to go up there as a lawyer and say something like that's pretty powerful because you got to back that shit up.
Yeah.
And if you can't back it up, but I mean, he seems hyper confident, and to mention, 9. I think 9 was the youngest age that was listed in this.
Jesus Christ.
And in his statement, he said that verbatim, that there was somebody of that age that he has as an accuser that is going to be a witness. And 25 of the people of the 120 were minors whenever these things took place. That's fucking insane.
Yeah, dude.
And then we'll see who they attach as like enablers, people that were partaking in it. There's been a lot of wild names, a lot of allegedlys.
Do you think there's gonna be anybody famous who's like on the getting arrested and not a victim?
Maybe. I mean, but I think it's gonna be people that are like used to be super famous and are like down and out. So one person that has been attached to this was named in the other court documents that have come out, not this civil suit, but this other suit that he's actually being held on charges, that mentions Cuba Gooding Jr.
Oh man.
But Cuba Gooding Jr. has been arrested twice, has already been arrested and charged, pled guilty to like assaulting somebody, like 2 people. And then since then, he's kind of fallen off the map. Like he's kind of just disappeared. He did a interview, I want to say with like Piers Morgan or somebody a while back to try to like say that he's working on it. He's found Jesus, but supposedly like he's involved in that. I mean, he's named in the court documents by name. That it was him and Diddy did something to one of these accusers.
No way.
And they mentioned that motherfucker by name.
Oh, so he's all. We already know that there is
like so. There's going to, but I mean, there could be people more famous than him. We'll see. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, there could be, huh? Just like at the freak off, caught up.
And they know about it, so then they're in on it. They're like, "Oh no, this is tight."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Diddy's got you. Yeah, rub this GHB lace."
Yeah, maybe
baby
like
oil.
I was thinking like orchestrating this whole thing, and it's like no, like just being like
being involved
in like individual sessions, parties.
Yeah, I think
whatever.
there'll be people that we don't know who the fuck they are, and we'll never forget their names when we find out, like the drivers, the people that worked for him, because there's
like the Ghislaine Maxwell's.
Yeah, well, because there's like employees of his company that like help partake in this, housekeepers, all sorts of people, maids, butlers. There's a lot of people that partook in this. But man, when they said he had 1,000 bottles of baby oil at one of his houses, I was like, this dude's done. Off that alone. You got 1,000 bottles of baby oil. 1,000 bottles.
Do you think that in itself should be a crime, just due to what it means?
Well, they
to have 1,000 baby. Like, should it be a criminal for anybody to own 1,000 bottles?
Should be on a list.
That okay.
Unless you're like, yeah, like, where's
laws?
this for? Like, how are they paying for it? Does it have a tax ID number? Is this like a LLC?
Right. It's like Sudafed. If you buy too much.
Yeah,
you can't, but we have to report it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 1,000 bottles of baby oil. That needs
gotta report that to the feds.
Yeah, it's somebody, local police, something
for sure.
Better like something.
Background check.
Oh yeah, and they confiscated it all because they were saying that those were laced with either GHB or like liquid ecstasy. So he would put drugs in the baby oil.
What?
That's one of the things. So they confiscated all 1,000 bottles. Which means
that is wild, because like how do you dose that properly? Like
he's Diddy, dude. He's like essentially a billionaire.
I know, but what if you just like get like a goop of oil that's got way too much HGH or whatever the fuck is it? GHB.
HGH, like yeah, god damn it. GHB. Diddy's got me pumped up. No, that's that's a rumor. That's like a little conspiracy theory, but
that seems that just seems unnecessary.
Well, but the whole thing is that if he's getting them in compromising positions and then using that would make them, that would continue to like induce them in being more impressionable. So it's like that's like there's this whole thing. I mean, I've watched all sorts of documentaries on this. It's very interesting. Because there's all these old interviews where people talk about this shit, make jokes about it, make comments about Diddy being like weird as fuck with people. 50 Cent had an interview years ago where he talks about how Puffy offered to take him shopping, and he's like, "What?" He'll be like, Diddy just says weird shit sometimes. He'll be like, "Hey man, well, how come we don't party, man? We don't. How come me and you never party? And he'll be like, what? What are you talking about? Like, why are you talking to me like that? He'll make like weird comments. So it's been something that's been discussed that Diddy's into some weird shit. That's been discussed for
Well, I think
decades.
that's been established.
Yeah, no, and that like he got his claim to fame with Clive Davis and all these people by working his way up the ladder and doing what he's been doing to people. He did that for other people. That's how he got his position at So Young. There's all sorts of interesting theories about that. But yeah, watch Surviving Diddy. It's a two-parter. It's pretty crazy. It just tells a story about him when he got started all the way up until like today. So all of his interactions, all of the stuff with his ex, with his R.I.P. Kim Porter, his ex, and the mother of his kids, because supposedly they had issues. So Cassie's about to release a book that talks about, because like he was fooling around with Cassie while he was still married to Kim Porter. Kim Porter dies mysteriously, and then Cassie said that like he used to make fun of Kim in front of her, all sorts of weird shit. Sounds super fucking toxic, but you know, he's been doing this shit. But those allegations are crazy. It's already crazy. How do you make it more crazy? How could
Yeah.
you, how do you like you how do you turn it up a notch? You have fucking Busby out there saying I got 120 people accusing you. 25 of them were minors. One of them single digits. Insane, fucking disgusting. Like, what a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's how you know he's never getting out, bro. Is like anybody it's like there's not gonna be any like defenders here. Like
No.
Diddy. Yeah.
I mean, how could you? Some people are trying to say, well, he tried to take it to Ciroc, sued the Ciroc people, and did all this stuff. And so it's the corporate world. That's a whole black Twitter conspiracy. Is that Diddy didn't do it?
Don't put that on Black Twitter.
It is. That's the only place.
It's like a part of Black Twitter.
Okay, a
That's
part.
like being on.
Yeah.
Black anon.
Well, a conspiracy theory on the internet suggests that he didn't do any of this stuff. That he's being framed for this stuff because he tried to go up against a bunch of executives, sued him for a bunch of money, yada yada, and now they've like got it out for him, and they've like planted all of this stuff in his houses. I mean, there's some people that defend Diddy. They're stupid. They refuse to look at the facts, but no, this guy is a fucking monster. He's a monster. Like, I mean, that's why I said before. This is worse than R. Kelly, and R. Kelly's a fucking monster. This is like unfathomable.
And it's worse, proportional to how successful they were in their careers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like R. Kelly was pretty successful.
R. Kelly is
and
like
his shit is really, really bad. Diddy, whole nother level, billionaire. Guess what? His shit's gonna be exponentially worse.
yeah. I mean, now what? R. Kelly has written a lot of songs for a lot of people.
I get it, but he's not a billionaire.
No, he's not a billionaire. No, he was like basically
Okay, that's
broke
all.
towards the end.
What a surprise!
And there's so many classic songs that Puffy's on that aren't even his song. But he's just like, that's right. Like you can't even. I can't even listen to him.
You got the producer all up in the video.
I had like some like old like Mace Harlem World on my like playlist, and it's a great Mace song. And I'm just like,
I have a Mace album, bro.
I'm just like, I don't know if I can like do this, man, because I know he's about to hop on here
No,
and be like,
can't do it.
Close to the edge. I'm like, nah, dude, you should get pushed off that edge, bro. You're a piece of shit. Get out of here, you clown ass.
Okay, so this article, it's like kind of wonky, but I'm gonna read it. Not the whole thing, but the part I read to where it kind of made sense to me. All right, this is from Popular Mechanics by Manassi Wag. Your consciousness can connect with the whole universe. Groundbreaking new research suggests. This latest clue about the architecture of consciousness supports a Nobel Prize winner's theory about how quantum physics works in your brain. A recent groundbreaking experiment in which anesthesia was administered to rats has convinced scientists that tiny structures in the rodents' brains are responsible for the experience of consciousness. To pull it off, these microscopic hollow tube structures called microtubulus. How would you say that?
I
Micro.
I can't pull up the article.
Okay, tubules.
Tubules?
Tubule. Tubulus.
Tubalus, let's go.
Microtubulus don't rely on our everyday flavor of classical physics. Instead, experts believe microtubulus perform incredible operations in the quantum realm. Citing the work of earlier researchers, the study infers that the same kind of quantum operations are likely happening in the human brain. During their rat brain experiments, scientists at Wesley College in Massachusetts gave the rodents isoflurane, a type of inhaled general anesthetic used to induce and maintain unconsciousness for medical procedures. One group of drugged rats also received microtubule stabilizing drugs, while the other did not. The researchers discovered that the microtubule stabilizing molecules kept the rats conscious for longer than the non stabilized rats, which more quickly lost their righting reflex or the ability to restore normal posture. According to their findings, published in the peer-reviewed journal eNeuro in August 2024, the Wesley study is significant because the physical source of consciousness has been a mystery for decades. It's a major step toward verifying a theory that our brains perform quantum operations and that this ability generates our consciousness, an idea that's been gaining traction over the past 3 decades. The notion that quantum physics must be the underlying mechanism for consciousness first emerged in the 90s when the Nobel Prize winning physicist Roger Penrose, PhD, and anesthesiologist Stuart Hemroth, MD, popularized the idea that neural microtubules enable quantum processes in our brain, giving rise to consciousness. Specifically, they postulated in a 1996 paper that consciousness may operate as a quantum wave passing through the brain's microtubules. This is known as ORC-OR theory, referring to the ability of microtubules to perform quantum computations through a mathematical process Penrose calls objective reduction. In quantum physics, a particle does not exist in the way classical physics observes it, with a definite physical location. Instead, it exists as a cloud of probabilities. If it comes into contact with its environment, as when a measuring apparatus observes it, then the particle loses its superposition of multiple states. It collapses into a definite, measurable state, the state in which it was observed. Penrose hypothesized that each time a quantum wave function collapses in this way in the brain, it gives rise to a moment of conscious experience. If this quantum theory of consciousness tied to microtubules turns out to be correct, it could revolutionize our understanding of consciousness and even strengthen the trailblazing theory that on a quantum level, consciousness is capable of being in all places at the same time. In other words, it can exist everywhere simultaneously, suggesting that your own consciousness can hypothetically connect with quantum particles beyond your brain, maybe entangling with consciousness all across the universe. Boom.
I mean, that's tight.
Tight as fuck.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, maybe that has to do with like people doing remote viewing and stuff where they like leave their bodies and go go traverse and go somewhere else.
Astral plane.
Yeah, like maybe that has something to do with it. We're just
I agree.
harnessing and transferring your consciousness. So that means that for us to be conscious all the time, it's just like constantly computing. So it's creating that, and that our consciousness is like the after effect of all these quantum computations in our brain. That's tight.
Yeah. Which also kind of leads to.
Which means you could read minds.
Well, no. Well, maybe.
You could read someone's consciousness. If you could tap into their consciousness, then you would not know what they're thinking inside their head, right? You would hear their consciousness because you'd be picking up on their wave. You could
display it. Yeah, display it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. So that means so maybe in like telepathy and stuff like that would be, if that is correct, then those things sound less ridiculous. Because then it would be like, yeah, you're able to leave your body to move stuff, do things, you harness your consciousness, have it be everywhere at once, all at the same time. If you were able to harness that, you could do some cool shit. You'd be like Professor Xavier. And be like, hold on, I can hear what he's thinking, and that's why Magneto wears a helmet.
Basically, it's just like perception is everything. You know, it's like your reality is what your consciousness is
creating
is perceiving at that moment.
Yeah. So if you were able to,
that gives me makes me think that like consciousness lasts longer than the human body.
Well, yeah, ghosts.
I know, but I don't know about ghosts.
Then your consciousness is everywhere all at the same time. It
Nah,
could manifest in
I think
different
you're out
ways.
of here. I think you're out of
Nope.
Earth at that point.
Maybe.
Game over. Finish him.
Because, I mean, if it could, is, are these gamma, or these, like if your consciousness would be some sort of energy, it couldn't be destroyed.
No, I know. I just don't know. I don't think you're like,
So it'd
hanging
be
out at Earth.
everywhere. Maybe not. You could be anywhere.
I think you're going to another dimension.
Yeah, but it would still probably take place somewhere on Earth because you wouldn't know if the dimension's not like over there. Like,
Right.
oh,
Right,
we
right.
gotta drive two.
Right.
Let's drive down 2 blocks and go to the other dimension. It would be in front of us in real time at all times. We just wouldn't see it because it's in another dimension of this astral plane that we sit in.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. You'd be able to see things in a different way. That's why I'm saying if there are ghosts, they would exist in another astral plane or dimension that would be overlapped on top of ours.
But you're saying the ghosts come into our dimension as well.
Yeah, then they would like pass between the two because they would have more of an ability to do that because they're at that point.
Because they're translucent.
Yeah, because at that and because at that point they're outside of their like 3-dimensional body and they'd be in like the astral plane, so they could maybe come in and come out. Just saying.
And they have that white privilege.
Yeah, I mean, this is totally like continue. This is making my point for me. This article.
Yeah,
saying.
I agree. I agree that it does make your point a little bit stronger.
Yeah, in the sense that if that is possible, and we were to discover that, then there's a lot of possibilities that come out of that. Where things that are like, oh, I'm a medium. Now most of them are full of shit and doing like cold reading a room. But there's some people who are like, no, and actually do some pretty weird, creepy shit with that. That would give them more validity. Where it's like, oh, I can see what the killer did, right? Or if time is a flat circle and it's time overlaps in the same space, somebody being able to see something that happened previously in a location, being like, oh, their person's over there. Oh, they did this and then this happened. That's normally bullshit, but there's some people who've like, actually like fairly successful at that. And if
I mean, I don't like. I always go back and forth on that, man. I think, it's like, I don't know if there's anybody who's a medium out here.
maybe not.
But I mean, maybe you're born or developed like a higher level of consciousness,
Because if you're able to talk, because then it's like, let's say in a part of my consciousness is this other person's consciousness, or my grandpa's overlaps with mine, and my grandpa's with me at all times because he could be everywhere all at once, and someone's trying to ask me questions and read into that, then maybe they could tap into that consciousness that was over by you, that you're surrounded in, because it's everywhere all at once. It'd be like listening to a room full of crowded people and then someone raising their hand. Is that possible? I don't know. But if something like this were to be confirmed, that sounds like fair. That sounds way more plausible than it does right now. Like, right?
maybe.
No.
Well, how about this is the thing. We don't just. I wish society would all agree we don't know shit.
For sure.
About consciousness or how we got here or
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
my hand
whatever.
doesn't go through this desk because the atoms that make me up.
Well, when you put the therapy question, do I think possessions are real? I thought you meant like possessions that we own. I'm like, bro, obviously they're
going mad trust fund, but mad trust fund baby on you. Are possessions even real, dude?
Yeah, that's I
thought. You want to hit this galaxy gas?
No, man. I'm trying to cut back.
Yeah, and then whenever
because when I go to sleep,
whenever you die, and they say you die and you lose how many grams is it, like 21 grams or something? You become lighter. What if that is your consciousness leaving your body, and that would be
the that's just that's the cocaine that the guy stole off of me. Like
and then
he got out of my pocket.
That's
so I wasn't
the quantum computer in your brain, the quantum equation stopping, and your consciousness leaving your body.
I thought about that too.
That's pretty cool. It's pretty sweet.
I agree.
It's definitely possible. I'm saying it's real, just for the sake of it. It's real.
Your conscious
is everywhere.
Darkness, everybody dark.
You got anything deep for us today, sir?
Meditate, bitches.
You been playing poker or anything? Anything interesting happened in the poker?
I played I played that tournament.
Yep.
I got short stacked early. I got 10th place, but this time there was only 20 people, so 10th's not that great. Only 3 people got paid. But it was weird because like I didn't do nearly as well this tournament, but it like made me more confident that I'm gonna win like this tournament. It was just
Yeah.
like I got like caught in this like one hand and early, and it was like hard to like come back. But I could just see where I could definitely take that tournament down, and I'm going to.
There you go, future champ right here. Well, make sure y'all like, follow, subscribe, leave a comment, whatever. We appreciate you watching and listening as always. Please be good, be safe, stay out of trouble, and as always, go fuck yourselves.
Shout out.
Recording stopped.